How's everyone doing? I hope everyone had an amazing weekend. So I'm really excited that y'all are hopping on here with me. If you're not familiar with who I am, my name is Gailyn. I go by Chef Gailyn. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist and dietary health coach. And I'm also a coach with Kelsey on a Have It All program that we have. So if you have any questions or concerns throughout this, go ahead and message us. You might be watching this either on Instagram, YouTube, email, Facebook. We are all over the place. So today, the topic that I want to talk about today is knowing your why and focusing on your why and how to accomplish your goals by really focusing on your why on a daily basis. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why aren't you doing what you're doing? Okay. Once we know our why, we can really just hone in on getting it done, getting it done, right? Okay, so a lot of you all know that I own a probiotic company, and I've also written a couple books, and I teach courses. I've owned 4 restaurants, and I've also partnered as an ambassador with a fitness clothing company called SAVVI, which is amazing. And a lot of you all are starting to jump on my team, which is super awesome. Okay, let me turn this off since we are live, so you don't have to listen to my computer the entire time. Alrighty, let me just turn that off. Okay, so okay, this is going to be a powerful message for you today. So if you are on here and you're listening to this is meant for you. And I do not take this lightly. I do not just go ahead and just put these out here for nonsense. I really spend a lot of prayer and meditation and really coming to alignment before I actually deliver what I feel is on my heart. So I just speak a blessing over you today, and I hope that your body, soul, mind, and spirit really hones in on this, because you know that there can be a lot of darkness around us, and sometimes we just need to be reminded on a daily basis, you know, just to get out there and make it happen. And especially when you listen to so much negative in this world, just hearing words of hope and how to get there is so tangible. A lot of you all know that I wrote the book Divinely Inspired Action. It's all about reprogramming your subconscious mind for a great purpose, because everything happens in the mind. Like, you can go through something in life and someone can abuse you in a lot of different ways, but the one thing no one can ever do is take away your mind. That's why you hear a lot of times with people in concentration camps how some of them really come out victorious, and you're like, how in the world? You just were in the most grueling environment, and it's because they stayed strong in their mind. And that's why I speak so much on this, because I have been involved in situations that were not healthy, where it became a lot of mental and spiritual abuse. And so now I'm just very protective. I'm very protective over my mind. I tell my children that all the time, like, watch your mind. And that's why meditation and prayer is so important. Prayer is you talking to God, and meditation is God speaking to you, because it's very important to really hone in on your intuition and have the confidence that you need into making the right decisions. And we talked a lot last week, right, about perfectionism, and how a lot of times people think that is like a positive trait to have in your life, but it isn't. It's actually something that we need to work on, because it limits us. Okay, so I would recommend watching that video. So many people who have watched that video have reached out to me. They were like, yeah, I wasn't even going to watch it because, like, perfectionism, like, that's not really that big of a deal. And then they started watching it and they're like, wow, that was really transformational. Like, there were some legit nuggets in there that really shift my thought patterns. So I encourage you all to watch that video on perfectionism. Okay, let's talk about this. Napoleon Hill. He's definitely one of my top favorites. All right, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. All right, seriously, I literally, I can only speak on this because I literally, like, my family makes fun of me because they're like, wow, you create something out of nothing. It's like, and I do. I've had like restaurants where I'm like, okay, I'm going to open up this restaurant. And they're like, with what? And I'm like, I'll figure it out. Because I put an intention out there and I put it in my head, okay, I know I'm going to do this. And there is no wobble in my mind. There is no wobble in my mind. I'm going to make this happen. And I do. Like I make it happen. And that's why, like, this new company that I just partnered with, SAVVI, they're brand new. Like they literally just launched this weekend. They've been in pre-launch for the last year and a half, trying to like work out all the nooks and crannies of a new business, right? And they just pre-launched, and it's like someone has to have that vision, right? Someone has to have in their mind what they're gonna do, and then to actually see it happen. I love it. Like, I love entrepreneurs. I love creative people. Like, I'm always like, that is amazing. Especially like, so obviously I'm in the culinary world. I'm a chef, right? So I mean, all things culinary. But when I see someone doing something out of my sphere that's in a totally different world, I'm like, how in the world? You're like incredible. How does your mind even go there? It's just insane, right? So whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. He who has a why to live, okay, will always find a how. If you have a why, I know a lot of us say like our children or our health or our parents, or, we always have like a why, right? The two of the most important days in your life is the day you were born and the day that you figured out why you were put on this earth. Like, what is your purpose? Okay. That's by Mark Twain. I love that. Okay. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to talk about finding your why. Okay. And why that is so important. Okay, this is really powerful. And then we also have like a few points. I'm going to talk about and then finding your why. We're going to talk about 4 points in finding your why. Okay, one is, what is your unique gift that you can offer the world? Okay, and what do you love to do for others effortlessly? I think about that like all the time. All right, number 3, what sparks your soul and makes you do cartwheels? Okay, and number 4, what is the reason why you were put here on earth? Like, what's your natural gifting? You know what I mean? Like, what do people typically say you're good at? Are you someone who can actually see a need before it actually needs to be taken care of, and you go ahead and conquer it? Do you uplift, you encourage? Are you a giving person? Like, what do you just naturally do here on earth that's giving of yourself? Okay, that's like purpose driven. Okay, so here are some ways to help you figure that out. Okay, so figure out what makes you feel successful. So this is what will help you figure out what your why is. Like, we all say our children, okay, but I'm just challenging you to go a little bit deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's just so easy to say that, but then when you're really able to get to the root of why we do what we do, because let's be honest, the average, you can live in America comfortably for $63,000 a year. $63,000. I mean, that's comfortably, like, you have some savings, you can travel, you've got 3 kids, like you know what I'm saying? Like, just like comfortably. Are you guys with me? Like, I'm like saying average, right? So I mean, but then what makes you want to make more than that? Okay, or what makes you want to just get up in the morning and go help out with like the church or the homeless, or you have friends or family that are suffering from something? What is it that makes you do that? Okay, going above and beyond yourself. Okay, think about that. Okay, so we all have different ideas of what would make us feel successful. All right, like, okay, what is yours? Okay, I have a lot of friends who really like to make massive amounts of money. Okay, I think that's awesome, but I love to deliver. Like, I love to speak. I love to encourage, and people ask me all the time, like, what was your favorite thing about the restaurants? Because I love the culinary side of it. But to be honest, my favorite part about the restaurants was like the nucleus of family, like all of my staff and my workers and like everyone together. I mean, I loved building a well-oiled machine and an environment that was encouraging, uplifting, inspiring. You know, life is hard enough. Like the last thing you want to do is go to work and have all this crazy stress from like your boss or your coworkers or the environment. So I always loved making just a beautiful space for my staff and just really blessing them as much as I could. And that was just my favorite part. Okay, so it's just a community, and that's kind of like what kept me going. Okay, so think about it. So what is yours? You know, what is yours? So make a list of 5 things and set priorities. Okay, you may wish, okay, like I said, you may wish to be like a millionaire, that might be low on your list. What's high on your list might be to get your PhD or adopt a child or, you know, save an animal that's like endangered. Okay, that's really huge. Okay. All right. Second of all, explore what you are good at. So just like, what are you good at? Like, I hear this all the time. Like, talent can only take you so far, and then there's like persistence. So really just like honing in your talents and your gifts. Like, and if you don't know what your talents and gifts are, ask your family and friends, because we can be our worst critics, and there's always someone that we can find that are more gifted in what, you know, what we do. So I just encourage you that once you really hone in on your talents and gifts, it's amazing to see how effortlessly your life unfolds in its purpose. You know what I mean? And then even the monetary, you know, starts taking place, right? All right. So ask yourself what seems easy. Like, what seems easy? Someone put this question out there the other day. If you had to talk 45 minutes on any topic, what would it be? You know, like just effortlessly. Like if someone handed you a microphone and they were like, you have 45 minutes to talk on a topic, what would it be? Okay, well, I mean, of course I wrote Divinely Inspired, so anything to do with, you know, mindset. But I would have to say, those who really know me, when I wrote the book Kefir Complete, the Complete Kefir Guide to Health, Weight Loss, and Beauty, I can talk your ear off about gut health. And probiotics and good bacteria in your digestive system, starting from your esophagus, you know what I mean? And that would definitely be my, definitely my 45-minute talk, okay? And then you all would have to be like, we got it, Gailyn, can you just like, stop? So really just think about a topic that you just know a lot about. A lot of you music people out there, just a topic, or those who are like in design, or even a lot of moms out there. Health and nutrition is huge. Or even in your own business, about business. Like, I mean, I could talk forever, obviously, about opening up restaurants. You know, catering. I did catering for 20 years. I've been married a few times. I can talk about weddings. I've catered probably hundreds of weddings, and then I've had quite a few myself. So anyway, just kind of think about things that you already know about and that you could talk effortlessly about for 45 minutes. All right, that is a good direction as well, of being able to find your path and really kind of knowing why you do what you do, like where your passion lies. All right. And if you're stuck, you might want to make a list of what things you just do well at. Okay. All right. And then number 3, explore your passion. So I just talked about figuring out what makes you successful. Number 2, explore what you are good at. And this is number 3, explore your passion. Okay. What do you desire from life? All right. Perhaps you would like to get like a novel published. All right. If anybody knows my daughter, Caroline, well, I have a Noelle and Caroline. Caroline, she is an avid reader, and she has such a passion to publish a book and be like a New York Times #1 best-selling author by the time she graduates high school. Okay. So she's in 10th grade. She hasn't been writing that much lately, but she is obsessed. Like literally she'll get like these 700-800 page books, and she'll be like, don't talk to me for 3 days. And anyway, so now she's working during the weekends, and she's, in school full time. So she's not doing it quite as much, but she has a passion for all things literature. Okay. And then my other daughter has a passion for all things animals, especially puppy dogs. And she is working full time at, I don't know, she's 17. She's working full time at like this paw place, where people drop off their animals. They literally have almost up to 60 dogs a day. And every day she comes home and she like shows me like all the pictures and videos. Like she is into these animals to another level. And then she goes to college full time. So she's like, it's like my dream job. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, I'll just, I'll make food for people. That's like my thing. Anything to do with culinary, right? So we all have our passions. Isn't it the truth? We all have our passions. It's just the way we were born. I love it. Okay. Some people like to write original songs. All right. All of you songwriters out there, so many of my friends can write songs. I just love it, and sing. Okay. Some people are know how to make a killing in the stock market, or really in any business they have. Okay. Some can, scale a mountain. How many people have, anyway, I have a girlfriend. She's always hiking all over the place, like, Colorado, the Appalachian Trail. I love to hike, you know what I'm saying? But I have my balance. So every year I'll go to like Wyoming, Yellowstone, take the family out there. My brother takes us up all over the mountains. And it's beautiful. Okay, even here in North Carolina, we've got some beautiful hikes, right, in the mountains. I am an outdoors person. So anyone who follows me consistently, they see me constantly outside. Okay, or maybe even opening up an orphanage in Africa. So you might be into some kind of Greenpeace or some kind of mission work. My daughter worked, the 15-year-old. Someone actually asked me yesterday, she said, oh, did Caroline enjoy her mission trip this summer to South Africa? And I'm like, well, I wouldn't use the word enjoy. She's grateful she went, she fulfilled a purpose, but there was nothing luxurious about it at all. It was freezing cold. They had no electric. They were in the deep destruction of Africa. Okay. But that's where she was supposed to be. So did she feel peace about being there? Yes. Did she pretty much cry all summer? Yes. Does she want to go back? If that's where she feels her calling is, you know what I mean? But sometimes we do things because we're meant to do them, not because they're fun, you know what I mean? And I do say all the time, you guys always hear me say life should be easy, fun, and real. Easy, fun, and real. But nothing's worse than when you have a calling, and I can definitely speak to this, when you have a calling on your heart and you don't do it, you feel it almost is like nails against the chalkboard. It's like this uneasiness. I don't know. I contemplate over the weekend because I kind of had like not a rough weekend, but I had a really hard time centering myself. Which is really rare because the 2 weekends prior were completely magical, and not like anything specifically really happened. I just couldn't get myself centered. And looking back, I'm like kind of wondering if I missed something as far as like a calling that I should have done. Because a lot of times, like, I just kind of take the weekend off, and sometimes we need to like, if we're really focused on our purpose and our task, sometimes we have to open up our hearts to not be so regimented and kind of go with the spirit instead of like, okay, well, I really don't, like, I don't speak on Saturday and Sundays. Like, that's not what I do. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes that's what we're called to do. Anyway, so I'm not really too sure why I'm bringing that up, but I always feel like too, if I'm sharing something, it's meant to be heard. Okay. So explore your passion, you know what I mean? So you can have a passion, that's what I'm saying, like, doing something in Africa. You could have a passion even though it's not super fun, okay? But honestly, to be honest, I have a passion for restaurants and culinary, but trust me, I mean, putting together a restaurant, it has some dark dark moments. I mean, whenever I go into a new adventure, I think to myself, if I knew it was going to be this hard going into it, do you think I would have like gone into it? No. That's why God a lot of times like tells us to do something and we go for it. And then we're like, oh, shoot. You know what I mean? Like, if I knew this was going to happen, but then you're in it too far, so you have to make it happen, right? Oh my goodness, you gotta love it, right? Okay, so if you don't know, try answering these following questions. So if you don't know what your passion is, okay, what charges you up? All right, I'm gonna ask you these questions, and I really just want you to think about the first thing that comes to your mind, like the first thing. Like, don't be like, oh, maybe. No, I just want you, because the first thing that's on your mind, 99.9% of the time, that is what it is. Okay. Okay, what do you like to talk about? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? What would you regret not having tried? What would you have secretly dreamed of? What sparks the creative juice? What would you do for free? What would you like reading about? Okay, now make a list of the things you want, okay, in life. And I really feel like if you have to replay this, I really encourage you to replay this and really ask those questions again in your own life, because then you'll find out your why. You'll know why. And that's what this whole talk today is about. This whole, I really feel like once you know your why, you can get laser focused. And sometimes we just don't know what it is and we just feel it. But I mean, this is how laser focused I am on my why. Like, I don't know if you can see it because it's like in pencil, but this is even what I do with my clients because I'm an accountability coach. And so this was really powerful. This is really powerful. So when I started this new company, I'm just gonna, I have to share this. I have to share this. So when I started this new company, SAVVI, like I've never, like I don't look at myself as a salesperson. And this is literally just a rep, like it's kind of like wear and share. And of course I'm in fitness clothes 24/7 pretty much. And I knew I wanted to do this. Like I knew I wanted to be part of this kind of company. And I knew that I really believe in it residual. And I literally had been praying about it for the last like probably a few years. And then next thing you know, I find them like just randomly like on social media. And then like, I call like a random rep that I just think seems awesome, like just good energy. So anyway, I join, and then, okay, so then she's like, okay, this is how I propose it to people, because I can tend to make things kind of overcomplicated. And she was like, this is the way we roll. So when you're talking to someone who has pretty like been an entrepreneur their entire life, and they've owned their own businesses, like in their head, they're like, I'm like, oh, well, that's really cool, but like, I think I should do it my way. Do you know what I mean? And oh my goodness. So I literally put together like my own way of doing it. And she was like, well, I think your people are going to get a little bit confused because like it doesn't quite have to be that way. You know what I mean? And I had a struggle. And then I said to one of my daughters, I said, I feel like God is telling me like that I just need to trust. Like I need to trust her. Like, I know I'm supposed to be in this company. I found it authentically. I'm so freaking excited about it. I totally believe in it. And I believe in her. You know what I mean? So I was like, I have to let go of control. Like, I knew I was like controlling the situation. And because I have to be what I expect from my people. So I have my own clients as an accountability coach. I have all my clients, and I get so annoyed, okay, because I love them, when they do not do what I tell them to do, and then they're not getting the results, right? So, and when I say like it is crystal clear, when they hire me on, it's like you wake up at 6 a.m. Okay, this is what you're doing at 6:15. This is exactly what you're eating and doing in your exercise, like all throughout. This is what you're doing at 7. This is what you're doing at 8. This is what you're doing at 9. Do you know what I mean? It's literally all the way until, okay, you brush your teeth, you go to bed. Okay. I have to be a reflection of that. And I haven't had that in my life because I've been a coach, and then all my other coaches are like in the Miami, like, or my mentors, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, you know what? If I expect this from my people and they get the results that they're looking for through my program, I need to respect the process. I chose to be under this company. I chose this woman to mentor me and guide me as her being my leader. Do you know what I mean? I need to submit to this. And I did. And then the first time I did it, I was like, well, let me just add one of my videos. You know what I mean? And then I was like, and then I was just about to send it to someone. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. She said, just send this. Don't overcomplicate. Like, this will, you know what I mean? And I am telling you, there was such a level of freedom inside my soul, because she's absolutely right. It has completely, like, the responses have been like insane. And I just put out all the responses. And these are all the people I have to respond back to that have already been, you know, and this is after just like a couple days, right? I mean, follow the process. You know what I mean? And that's what I tell my clients. I'm like, listen, if you're not getting the results that you're looking for, you need to follow the schedule that I made just for you. This is yours. You know what I mean? I love all these hearts, you guys. Thank you. And I'm glad that you all are chiming on. But so I just challenge you that if you tend to have more of a controlling spirit like myself, to put yourself in an environment to be in alignment with someone else that's over you, because you become so much more powerful when you become that. Do you know what I mean? When you trust someone else's process for you, your people will trust you. Do you know what I mean? And now that I'm like putting this energy out of myself trusting the person above me, I can tell that my fitness clients, even that's a totally different business, my accountability clients are in that same space, you know what I mean? In that same space, like trusting me. So anyway, I just say, do what you love, know your why, keep going strong. I love you all like crazy. Enjoy this beautiful fall weather, okay? If you are watching me on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe, like, and share if you feel like this video would help someone else, okay? And also, too, if you're on our Have It All, we are going to be having an in-home group, not in-home, but like in Wilmington, we have an event going on towards the end of the month. We're excited to have you all there. If you all have any questions or concerns about anything, please get in touch with us, and I will put all of my links below. All right, love you all, and take time to figure out your why.